Alright, welcome to Versus the Game. I'm the Minion, and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A for my wrestling career, I guess. So if anybody ends up having any questions, I noticed that I didn't really give too much, I don't know, notice that I was going to be doing this. I kind of just did it at the last minute. So I'm going to be doing like 2 rounds of it. I'm going to do this one so I can kind of tell a story because I haven't told one in quite a little while, and then I'm gonna do one probably next week at the same time. So if anybody has questions, they can send them to me or come up with them and ask me at that point. You might notice I have this little thing here, and what that is this is my last match that I ever had was a 6-man ladder match. And unfortunately, that's how I got injured. So it's gonna be a bit of a. It's gonna be hard to get through. I can say that. I'm gonna try. It's been a long time, and I wrote a bunch of the stuff that happened down just so I could keep track of it, and I made this just so that you can kind of follow along like what's going on. And then you can see I'm the red circle here. And then the other guys in the match was Vortex, which is this green one. And we had, we had Victor Lopez. And we have Cesar Carpio and Johnny Rocker. And then these two guys were part of a tag team that was called the Hard Knock Rockers. And so we had them two. And then other than them, there was this guy is Efren. His name's Efren Bash. He was part of the Bash Brothers. And hello, unqualified player. Thanks for the like. Efren was part of the Bash Brothers. It was him, Simon. I don't know his mic. Yeah, okay. So Simon and Daniel. So there was their three. They were their own tag team. Hey, Bearded Gamer. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just getting started here on telling my story for my last match. So I'm not sure if you got to see that, but I have the list here of the people that were in the match. It was a 6-man ladder match. And so I have the circles are the ones that are in the match. These kind of are like just side people that were there. But this one's supposed to be me. And then I have Maureen, who was a girl, was in my corner. She was part of a tag team called the Banshees. It was her and Gina Rose. And Gina wasn't there. It was just Maureen. I'm gonna take the headphone off a little bit. I feel like I can't tell how loud my voice is. But so this is us in the ring. This is the ring. They're off on the sides. These are the 2 ladders that we had. Pretty much about where they started. And then these are like kind of our announcer tables. When we started the match, they kind of play little like theme music or whatever, our entrance songs, and they basically did it off of these little like karaoke boom boxes. They're like one main base, and they have like 2 speakers that are attached to it that you can like kind of separate and put somewhere else. So they would kind of put them on the tables and like play like music for us, and kind of just do like a little announce like, hey, okay, so coming to the ring is like so and stuff like that. And so I don't remember exactly what the order that everybody came in. I know I came in like 3rd or 4th. And then the Caesar and Johnny came in together because they were the Hard Knock Rockers. They were a tag team, and so they decided to come in together. And hey, Gamerian, so you can barely hear me. Let me see if I can turn that up a little, because my voice is a little hoarse right now too. So I'm trying to talk a little louder. Hold on. Okay, and I'll have to remember to turn it down. Okay, is that better? Hopefully. But yeah, so And hey, sweetie. So I'm gonna try to get through the story. It's a really rough one, but if anybody has any questions while I'm going through it, feel free to ask. Let me hold on. Let me check it. All right. I think that's better. Is that better? I'm trying to. My voice started getting like all hoarse. I think it starts to happen in the afternoon, so I'm trying. I'm just shoving it in my mouth. So hopefully you all can hear me a little. Is a little better. Let me see. Let me just turn it up a little more. I don't know why this thing shows that it's off. I did make it louder. Hold on. Um, let's see if that's the one. Oh my god, why is it not getting any louder? Let me see if I can. All right, sorry about that. Okay, hopefully that's better. But let me go ahead and I'll just make it louder, make it louder. But okay, so it's a six-man ladder match. Um, Basically, I kind of introduced all the little circles here. Oh my god. I don't know why it's like so loud. I'm not loud enough. Can you hear now? It says that it's all the way off. You're gonna just badger me about it for now. Is that better? Okay. Um, yeah. See, I don't understand. Okay, but I'm just gonna keep going. So, anyways, I introduced all the characters here, and we're right here on the. Hold on. Right here, you can see. Um, those are the ones that I had said. And so these guys here are a tag team. These guys are a tag team. They're supposed to be brothers. They call them the Bash Brothers. And so basically came. You can hear me now. Okay. I came in like third or fourth. It was like pretty good. And hello, Retro. Thanks for coming by. So I'm gonna try to get through some of the story here. Let's see. Okay, so when the match started, we all came in. I came in like third or fourth. There was a couple that went by behind me, and then so I'm over here, and I was kind of, I guess, feuding with these guys over here. This is the Bash Brothers, and so when the match starts, basically these two guys, which is Vortex and Victor, start kind of like locking up, and they're getting up. Um, and usually it'd be like 2, 2, and 2 for like 6 people. Yeah, what the hell? All right, that just kind of. There we go. That was weird. Okay, and then so both of the rockers end up going after um, Efren. So he's in there. Is this a diagram of why you suck in Beta? I don't know. I keep winning against you, so we'll see. But so those guys go up there. This is the reason why I suck in real life. I guess I don't know. But then so I snuck outside, and since I'm sneaking outside, these guys are all locking up with their brothers. One of them comes over, and so we see each other, and we start coming together. And hey, Ninja Soldier, and so he comes, and so what am I doing here? There we go. All right, so the Rockers are going with Efren there, and one of them comes around from the Bash Brothers, and he comes up and he starts. Oh crap! He starts locking up with me, and basically like does like a scoop slam and throws me down. Glad you all. Yeah, I had a moment where another bigger YouTuber with 250,000 subs on a live stream reviewed my channel and said I suck. Don't listen to those people. Not for one. I will get my win against you. We'll see, Ian. I might just lie down to give you. But so then we lock up there, and he throws me down in a scoop slam, and I'm guessing uh, Victor and Vortex. I want to call him Victor. It's Vortex. So they lock up. They're throwing each other, and one of them comes and he flies out of the ring and like almost lands on me. But I managed to like kind of move out of the way. There's probably more of this. I don't know. But make me bigger. So then he almost lands on me, and so I can't really see what's going on in the ring itself. But I managed to get out of the way, and one of this Bash brother starts going after Victor. So I managed to escape, and I bring the ladder in. And so I have the ladder, and I have it up like that, you know. And so while I have that, let's see. And so, oh, okay. I'm getting confused because I'm on like two different screens here. And oh no, Lola, that's terrible. Don't listen to people if they're just insulting and not any constructive criticism. Yeah, don't listen to those people. I have Ian here, and I'm trying to tell a story. I'm just playing. But so, yeah. Uh, so then Vortex gets Caesar in a suplex, and they're out here, and Efren's down on the floor because Johnny like kind of just laid him out, and so he's like stomping on him, and this Brash brother comes up here, and while he's like stomping him, they like kind of just start arguing a little bit, and I make my way up like towards the middle, and I have the ladder. Let's see. Ninja says I'm good at you. I just said, well, he may be doing all right, but he must have some insecurities if he is going around after smaller content creators. And Ninja says she's doing good. She's at work. Yeah, so I'm telling the story by myself. Plus, it's probably her nagging me, telling me the story. So, but anyway, so then, while they're like stomping each other, while Johnny's stomping Efren, they start arguing with the Bash brother outside. This one should be, yeah, it's Simon. I don't know. They were both outside, so they kind of weren't too much in there. And hello, Hannah. Thanks for coming. Let's see. So Johnny's stomping on Efren, and then starts to pick him up while he's arguing. And so I see them argue. So I don't really pay too much attention when I see Johnny swing Efren towards me, and he hits this ladder and basically just knocks me down. So then I'm gonna have to get used to this. This is like two different screens, so and I'm having to use one differently. But so then they knock into each other or knock into me, and then the ladder goes down, and so so then Maureen comes over here, and then this is Daniel. So she starts arguing with him while Victor is trying to get away. And then so then Victor throws Caesar, so he starts swinging him, and he comes out this way, and Caesar swings out and basically like tackles Daniel. And so then he's run me into the ladder with Efren, and so let's see. So Vortex swung Caesar out, and then he dives through the ropes, and then I'm on the ground next to Efren, and I see Vortex, and he starts setting up the ladder right here. Oh, that's Hannah. So I've been great, Retro. How have you? And Meowjet. Okay. So then he starts setting up the ladder, And I tell Efren, I'm like, he's up. He's got the ladder up. He's starting to go. And then, God, this thing is. I'm gonna be so confused with this. I might have been better. I tried to write down the things just so that I wouldn't lose track of what I was doing. And Dexter got a new red and black sweater. Yay! So uh, Efren's getting up, and I'm starting to get up, and I start we start trading blows. And then meanwhile, I see Johnny. He's making his way up. So he's over on this side of the ladder. Sorry, I couldn't make really good ladder graphics. I just drew some stuff real quick just so you could kind of get an idea where things were at. But so he's on one end of the ladder, and then uh, Johnny is on the other end. So the ladder is like more this direction. Oh, I thought I put them on top. But so the ladder's in the middle there, and Vortex is on one side, Johnny is on the other side, and then me and Efren are right here, like beating the crap out of each other. And then so Efren goes after Vortex and tries to like pull him down, and then I just run at the ropes, and I come back and spring into the ladder. So the ladder goes this way and basically falls down with the point over here. Like Vortex just falls straight down, but Johnny goes like with the ladder that way, and so he hits it. And so then Efren just gives Vortex a boot to the chest and like walks around the ladder. And at that point, both Victor and Caesar are trying to get back in. So then Caesar's coming in, and the ref's over here somewhere, and he's still arguing with this other Bash brother. So Efren's coming this way, and they don't see that Caesar just like kind of gives him a low blow, and like Efren ends up going down. So he's there, and then he starts kind of coming at Victor. And since Vortex is on the ground, I try to jump across over the ladder, and I kind of give my shoulder to him, but it stops me like right there, and I land on the ladder, and I hit my knees, like like right under the knee, and so that hurt a lot. Let's see. I gotta keep track of this stupid mouse. And then so yeah, I land on it like that, and I kind of just like roll and then fall in between the B of the ladder. And Dexter's fashion show. So he's fluffy and feisty. Okay. So and then I fall in there, and I can hook up like them kind of battling around me, and somebody picks up the ladder around me. So my legs are like in the air with my body and stuff. And they pick it up and they close it, and I can hear like them hitting each other with the ladder and stuff. And so I'm like kind of on my side, and I just hear it a couple times, and then I hear a thud, and the ladder like lands like right on me, like right on my side. So like the edge just hits me, and then I try to roll over, but the whatchamacallit. So I don't remember. So I know that Johnny's over here, um, Vortex and somebody else is over here. I think it's probably Victor or something. But I know they're like messing with the ladder, and so the ladder's like this, and then I'm underneath it basically. So hey, evil icons, I'm telling a story about like when I was wrestling, and so this is like a ladder match that I was in. So sorry, it's kind of weird. I'm trying to like mess with two different screens, and then I wrote down my like what happened so I didn't like get lost, but I keep getting lost anyways because I keep seeing things about like Dexter in a red and black sweater and stuff. But yeah, so then I roll down and I'm like under the ladder, let me see. And then Victor um, climbs up on the turnbuckle, and I think actually Caesar was over here now because he's it's him and Vortex that are fighting, and and oh sorry I got a student. That's okay, it's waiting. But then so then yeah I'm rolling under and I see them, and so he climbs up on the top, and I'm gonna get used to this. And so Victor jumps off and lands on the ladder and basically uses like my body as the fulcrum of the ladder. So the ladder on the other end goes and smacks uh, Vortex and Caesar like right in the face. So they like get hit and they like go flying. And so like Caesar's over here and then like, Vortex is over there. And so they're there for like a minute. And I know Efren was like starting to get up, um, but they're still kind of down, you know, like from whatever was going on. Like I couldn't really see. And Victor gets the ladder up, and he starts to climb, and I'm trying to get used to this. And so he's climbing up, and I see one of them like grab him, and I manage to like stick my arm up and like kind of pull him, and he's like falls to the floor. So like it's like we're all like in a little pile over here, and so um, yeah, like so I get him, and then uh, Johnny like is already like moved over here. Is like he's trying to climb up the other side because the ladder's still up, and then so he gets up like a little bit, and it ends up knocking somebody like knocks it over, and the ladder falls the other way, and Johnny ends up like falling out. So like he fell pretty far down to the floor, but like he kind of was expecting to go that way, and so they um and then so the Daniel like starts to come after him, and Maureen runs and like drop kicks him, and like basically like takes him out. And then as she's looking at him, um, the Simon has come down, and she's like turns around and like is like he's right there, and like so I see them, and like Victor's on the floor, and I'm trying to remember what Efren was doing. He's like, I think he was like coming out this way. So like I still have like some things that I have remember, but like a lot of this stuff is just like I can't keep track of like 5 other guys that are like off in the side, and like I can only see so much. And then so I remember Victor was down like on all fours, and so I ran off, and I came back. So I don't know like where Caesar and them were, but I ran and I tried to springboard like off, and like and into Sime. And I think Caesar came and he like took out Efren again. So they like so they're like all like kind of piling us all up over here, and like Vortex is in the ring by himself with Victor, and so they managed to get the ladder like back up over this way again, and then so they're climbing, and they're trying to climb, and trying to think who. I know somebody was like down over here, but like they got this ladder from over here, and ended up like kind of just like leaning it on the ropes, and just like chucked it along the ropes, and it ended up hitting him and falling. So like it just went like and like bam and like knocked him off. So like he ends up falling, and then while we're all out here, like I managed to get in, and I think Johnny was the one that was in here. Like he had already like started making his way back in, and like setting up this ladder, and so these ladders are kind of like this, and I managed to like catch up to Johnny, and I I kick him so when he's trying to like move this ladder, it like ends up like pushing him farther this way. And so I get him a DDT, and then I come and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna try to start climbing the ladder. But as I'm climbing it, I don't realize that it's like not like the things behind me that way. So I'm not in the right place, but I'm already climbing the ladder. And so I get up to the top, and I realize that. So I go like a step down and try to like I don't know shimmy it, like like jump with it a little bit or something. And I'm like, I can't do it. But by that point, Caesar manages to make it in here, and him and the vortex like kind of close the ladder while I'm on it. So it's this big like just stick going up, and I'm on it, and I'm like, okay, well this will at least be cool. I can like if it falls back, I can like try to reach for it or like jump onto this ladder that's behind me, and or if it kind of goes forward, it'll bounce off the ropes, and I just have to brace and like hope that I don't like smack my face. Um, but it didn't do that. It was it should have been like a little bit further back, and then the front of the ladder would have hit the ropes. But it was so far forward that when it when it hit the ropes, I was too much weight on it, and it just went like that over the ropes. And I'm holding onto the thing, and there there's like nothing I could do. My I went like face first towards the concrete, and I just hit it with my chin, and my like I basically went like that, and skidded. But I didn't really skid. My legs kind of went forward a little bit, but I still fell flat. And then I don't remember like too much after that. I remember like everything I did once I stood up just hurt. It was like every time I took a step, it was just like a shooting pain just in my neck and like all down my back. And so I was trying to move, and I remember I took like a couple shots to the chest, but like I didn't know what I was doing, like at that point. Like I was just trying to like keep moving and not be down on the ground. But somehow I got back in the ring, and I remember I think I took like a drop kick or something like that to the chest, and I was just down. Like and I think that was like I just laid down for the rest of the match, which I hopefully didn't go on too much longer. Um, the only thing I know is like Victor won at the end. So I don't know like what happened. He was getting his ass kicked for like the whole first half, and so he just was there. Um, I just remember when they like finally rung the bell, like he grabbed the bag because we didn't have like a belt or anything. Hello, Sega Snub. Um, but we didn't have like a belt or like Money in the Bank whatever thing. Um, they just strung a odd looking game. I'm actually telling a story about a wrestling match. Um, but so we had there was just a big rope like kind of tied between two posts, and they like hung like a duffel bag, um, and it was just connected with like one of those like clip thingies, you know. So you just had to kind of like undo the clip. But so he won. I didn't even I only got up the ladder like that once I think, or yeah, just that one time, and I went straight forward over and like hit my face. Um, and so when the match ended, I just kind of looked out at the crowd and everything, and I was like in so much pain. I just kind of raised my arm and like, you know, gave Victor the like a good job, um, and then that's it. I just remember Gina Rose, who's the Maureen's tag partner, had come in because when I springboarded out and I hit her and um, Simon, she came out to like, come check on them and stuff like that. So she was just out there, and they kind of both just helped me like to the back or to the hallway, whatever. And then they just kind of checked on me and they couldn't really tell me like, well, at least you didn't break your neck. That was about it. So I don't know. It's kind of a downer story, but it was a really good match at the same time. So I don't know. Did anybody have any questions on like what about the whole match or any questions that they want to ask me about like just wrestling in general? Let's see. I do know. I had a couple questions that I remember. Uh, Gamerian said, "So now I know your weakness is ladder matches. I can finally win a match against you." But I won the Money in the Bank the first time, so that's well. I'll have to see. Um, but no, yeah, I I think wrestling I was put off for a long time because of that. Like I couldn't do it anymore. Um, I hadn't really started watching wrestling and stuff like that. So I have two more to write down. Then I'll start asking. Okay. And what I am gonna do uh, is for anybody that wasn't able to make it or something like that, because I kind of did lie at last minute. I'm gonna do another one next week. That's just for the questions that like anybody didn't get a chance to ask. So if anybody sends them to me on Twitter or something, uh, I'll go ahead and answer them at that point. But I do know you had one of like, what was a move that I was good at that well obviously I can't do any now, but one that I was like really good at is like they would get me in like a power bomb. So then when I would go up, I would grab their head and then bring them down like in a face buster. So I used to be really good at doing that. So it's kind of interesting because like you have to you have to do it in like one kind of fluid motion, or it just like really weird. And I used to be able to do that. How long did you wrestle on the independent circuit, or you just stayed with one company? I only stayed with that one company, but it was from like I want to say June of '95 or '96 until February of '99. Yeah, so it was only like it had to be '96 because it was only like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, it wasn't that long. So I was like gonna be a sophomore in high school, and then I stopped right at the end of well, the beginning of the ending last semester of my senior year. So it wasn't that long, but I got in a pretty good number of matches. Trying to think what else. I know somebody asked me like, what's the like worst bump that I took, and I told them I fell off the like we had the fence. It wasn't really a cage, but I was climbing. I was climbing out, and it wasn't like that wasn't the stipulation. Like you're gonna climb out and win or go out the door. I was just climbing out. Like I was supposed to be doing the cowardly move, and I got hooked on the fence and my pants, and I couldn't get loose. So when I finally did get loose, it kind of just jolted me, and I fell from like I don't know. I like say this is the top of the thing. I was only like a little bit like further down from it. But I was already like kind of hanging upside down. And I missed like our steps by like not even a foot. Like I was really close to the steps, and we didn't have like those big metal steps. It was like these like little wooden like blocks, or whatever. Like I don't know if you ever seen like they have them sometimes. It's just like one big block with a little block kind of next to it on top of it. It's like that's what it was. It was so I would have just like knocked my head, but like I missed it. But we had like just gym mats that were like around the ring, and that was it. So, um, anything else? I know Hannah has some. If I don't get to him right now, because I still have to take the boy for some like ward thing that he won, um, I'll go ahead and get to him in the next one. You can just send them to me on Twitter. Um, I know somebody else asked me how I felt about this whole like WWE Network going to Peacock, and I told them like I'm still pissed about it. I'm still waiting for my damn shows. I did get up to 1986, and I was mad because I was up to the week right before WrestleMania. Like it was literally the week of WrestleMania 2, and I was like, I can watch WrestleMania, I can watch another WrestleMania, and that did not happen. Let's see. Number one, how would you compare the way you got trained back then to the way they train the wrestler now? Ninja said, "How well Minion wrestle? That's awesome. I'm a wrestling fan." Oh, that's cool, Ninja. Uh, Hannah, the way that I got trained, I don't actually think it was like a full on training. Like they kind of just stuck us like in like if you went to go play baseball with your friends, and like that's all you did for like a little bit, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna play a game. It was kind of like yeah, they just I had one guy, his name was like Reynaldo or Raimundo or something. It started with an R and ended with an O. Those are the only two names I can think of on the top of my head. Um, but basically, he's like, these guys are gonna throw you around for a minute, and I was like, okay, and that was like training. Now, like, I feel like they get like a full training thing. I don't even know if you're supposed. I've seen wrestling license cards, and I'm like, is that a thing? We didn't have those. I don't know if that's just like that's why I'm like I don't know if my thing was like totally legit. I'm like, are we sanctioned to be wrestling with ladders or something? Um, and so we didn't really get like a training thing. It was just like here, this is how you're not going to hurt yourself. And now they kind of go through the whole thing, like even before they hit Raw and SmackDown, like now for that, they have like the NXT where they're like kind of grooming them for their like charisma of like how you're going to be act as a wrestler, like not just as your your wrestling ability, but your like ability to like be on the mic and things like that. And I would probably let's suck on the mic. Like I only really got to like talk on their little karaoke machine thing like a couple times. Um, but I did the very basic like it's like I'm gonna get you, we're gonna go down, you're like you beat your ass and all that stuff. You know, it was all like very like linear, just that's it. There was like no building of the character because you weren't expecting people to come like every week or like see you every day that you wrestled. It was kind of like you have to be a good guy or a bad guy, and people are gonna tell who you are just by like the this is the way you act in the ring. That's how you act. Are you gonna pull like cheat moves and stuff like that? So I don't know. It was a lot of fun. If I had had the money to like get myself fixed up and stuff, I would want to try to do it again. Um, probably, well, probably more likely, I'd go try to get some like actual training to make sure that I don't do something stupid. I'm glad that I was able to do it as long as I did. I don't really know. but I think I think I would want to just try again. I just know I can't. It it was something that I really love to do. Um, I know like a lot of people like think of it as like, oh, you grand thing like with the WWF or WWE. Like I'm sad. That's how long I didn't watch wrestling and stuff. Or they were still WWF like right around the time that I was losing interest because of like what had happened. Um, and it took me a long time to watch wrestling or anything to even consider the idea of like anything that involved wrestling. And so it was really interesting. And I have to give credit to Broken Mike. I'm pretty sure he didn't think of it at that time that it was something that would affect me like so much to like see like uh, I know it's a created wrestler like a character thing, but he like brought it to a point where it's like for me like hey that's me as someone that I would like to have been and to achieve something like that like oh here's a uh, heavyweight champion like tag team champion things like that. I did get to be our champion for like 3 days, and that's only because I wrestled one day and 3 days from there. Oh, Chairman, I'm just kind of wrapping up on my story. Um, I am gonna do one of these next week. So hopefully anybody else has any more questions or thinks of something, they can send it to me or like ask me then. But yeah, I did become our champion for like 3 days, and it was a big fluke. Kind of that's an interesting story. I may just end up telling that one next week too, like how I told the one here for the ladder match. That one probably won't need all the diagram. It's just there's 6 people, and it's hard to keep track of that, and the 3 people that were like outside over here. So I don't know. I kind of felt like it needed a diagram, but I think it kind of confused me more just to tell that. So I was trying to keep track of everybody, and I'm like, yeah, just from what was in my memory, I just didn't want to get lost with what I was saying, and um, I, even every time that I think about it, I'm like, is that what happened? No, this it was this person or this, and I'm glad I still remember as much as I do. I know there's some of the guys, I don't even know any of them now, but I know that there was a point where some guys couldn't remember anything. They're like, what did I do? Like their memory is so bad. They've taken so many hits. It's like it's just bad. And I'm glad my injury is only physical enough to like well I can still walk around. I can still do things. I'm in a lot of pain. I just don't have the money to go get anything fixed. I don't have any. I can't get like real medicine for things like that. So, but number two, out of all the storylines you did, which one was your favorite? Um, that's probably what I'll do on the next um, my story because it involves me becoming the champion. Because we had the guy, the one I always tell you about, he's like 6'11". His name was Big Tapa, and he was like the tallest guy that we knew. Like he towered over like most everybody else. I think the next guy like below him was like 6'7". So he was like way taller than everybody. Everybody was like, oh, he's a giant. Um, and originally I was like kind of feuding with him and his little camp because his camp was called Big Time Pain. And let me see, because I wrote it. I write these things down just because I know I'm gonna forget. I don't have it here, but I know it was him. Um, and there was 2 other guys in his camp, and I'll try to remember them for the next time. I wrote them down though because I was like, I remember that, and then now I'm like, it's like when somebody asks you your favorite movie. It's like, what? Did Miyagi ever come to you? This is way before I met Miyagi. I had lived here um, in El Paso, And then I moved to Phoenix, and then I moved to California, and then I moved back to Phoenix, and then I moved back here. So I didn't meet Miyajit until well that I was already back here. Um, so unfortunately, she did it. I know she would not have liked after some of the things that happened. Yeah, she would not have enjoyed that. Um, but yeah, so and on my story, I was feuding with him before, and then I was still feuding with him, but he had one of the guys in his camp, and we were supposed to have a triple threat match for his title because he was the champ like most of the time. Um, and so we were supposed to have that match. And so it's interesting because in that triple threat match is how I became champion. But I'll tell that story next week so that you guys like. And I won't do this diagram thing because then like that just confuses me more to try to like move the things. Um, yeah, because like the things that I remember of this story was I remember Victor flying over the ropes and almost hitting me. I remember getting slammed trying to go get the ladder. I remember springboarding off of Victor to jump onto Simon and I accidentally hit Maureen. You know, like those kinds of things. Is like those are the things in my head, and I try to put them in order. I'm pretty sure the match was either longer or shorter than I remember. That's what I have. I'm saving the next question for next time. Okay. Well, thank you. I'll probably have more time that time. Unfortunately, this one, I have to take the boy and stuff like that. So thank you all so much for coming by. Like I said, I know some people weren't able to make it and stuff like that, and so they can ask me questions for the next one. Just send me questions on Twitter if you want. Now I'll make sure that I do get to those. I know that I had some of them and I didn't write them down or anything like that. Just some that I remembered. But thank you all so much. I'm glad I was able to tell this story. Hopefully you guys enjoy when I tell my wrestling stories, and I'll tell one next week, and I'll do it about that one, Hannah, because you know that'll be a good one. Um, it'll just be. Is Ian Berg better than you in W? I don't know. We kind of have like this same matchup of like being good at things, but like when we meet up, like I still win. But I still keep thinking that you're gonna win. So like, I, it's not like an easy win or like that. You like give me a run for my money. So I'm pretty sure the next one you might get the drop on me there. But thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you all next week. If you guys have the questions, just go ahead and send them to me, and then I'll see you all next time. This has been Versus the Game. I'm the Minion. Oh wait, just there. Peace.